What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K of PNTS Network and Stadia Dosage here again with another SSC podcast. Oh no, this is not 97. Holy cow. This is SSC podcast number 98. We're just two away from 100. And I got a special guest here that's going to be rocking out with your boy. You already see him in the chat. The one, the only, what did I say? What did I call you this weekend? The sultry voice. Lo-Fi Monk. What's going on, Lo-Fi? How you doing?
What's up, man? How's everybody doing? Man, gaming.
Good. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. Hey, look, I didn't get a chance to give you guys your flowers this weekend, but y'all put on. I wish I normally we swear in the after show. I try not to swear too much here, but you guys put in a hell of an effing show this weekend, man. Like,
oh man, it went way better than I was expecting. I was like, we got so many people, this is gonna be chaos. But dude, like I said, it's all stars. We hit it. I feel like we hit it out the park. Yeah, I can't wait to do more and see how it shapes up and what it becomes.
Yeah, you guys murdered. You didn't kill it, you murdered it. You like cut the head off, rolled it down the hill. I mean, and the part that kind of choked me up. It choked me up because people may think this is cheesy and corny and think that I'm just in this to just get into back and forths and thumb wrestle and fight with other people in the community. No, I do all that fighting and kicking and scratching to take the brunt of the bullying so you guys can just enjoy this platform. I'm willing to be the shield so you guys can enjoy the platform. And the thing that kind of got me close to being choked up, got me close to being verklempt was when Rock was watching, and look, Rock is a phenomenon on his own. You know, he's been doing this just as long as I have, if not longer. So he's a phenomenon on himself. So shout out to Rock Show. Definitely check them out if you're not watching his content, right? So he already knows about gaming. Like, there's nothing really that I can tell him or any of us can tell him, like, under normal circumstances. But you guys put that show together so well that he had, like, a thought process of the game, and it was Outriders World Slayer. And then he was like, well, you know what? I'm listening to you guys, and now I might go get the game now. You know, because you guys are putting together your message so well. And that's when I knew the show arrived. When and even in the first episode, if you can, a rock star like Rock, if you can get him to change his thought process over something like, then you guys are doing a hell of a job. So kudos to all y'all, man. It's great stuff, and keep it up, man. I can't wait for the next episode. So
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you. We're just going to let a couple more come in. While we're waiting for a couple more, let's just let people know what is going to be happening in today's show, Lo-Fi. So this is episode 98. And today we're going to be talking new Stadia games, including a stealth drop. Did you know that stealth drop was coming, Lo-Fi?
No, I had no idea. That was cool.
I had no idea. I had no freaking clue. Thoughts on our thoughts on August Pro, and yet another free weekend. And also we're going to cover something that we meant to cover last week, but the situation happened with my wife. She kicked me off my show with my friends early. We're gonna give kudos to the community, man. We got to do that. We got to do that. There was some community milestones met not too long ago. Shout out to Jack the Slip that keeps record of all that stuff. And we're going to give some kudos to the community. But with no further ado, before I shut out the chat, Lo-Fi, can you let the good people know what you've been playing this week?
I've been playing Far Cry. I've been having some internet issues at home, but I'm still doing my stream. I'm not going to let you guys down. I'm going to be there. We're going to be hanging out one way or another. But but all of you guys that do watch my streams, I'm going to look into some better internet tomorrow. So hopefully by the time Cloudy Thoughts starts, I'll have some better quality for you guys. But yeah.
You've been so, and that's pretty much been your focus is Far Cry. You said 6?
Far Cry 6, and I did play a little bit of Spiritfarer. And what's weird, I normally do 1 hour streams. I streamed for almost 4 hours on that game.
Wow.
It got me.
Yeah. I heard that was a good one, and that's an earlier one too.
Yeah, it was a late night one, and it's such a relaxing, beautifully animated game. I mean, and the stories behind it and the meaning behind it, it's just, I don't know. It's just real peaceful.
All right. Well, I'm going to steal one from my good. Well, no. I'll tell you guys what I've been playing. I'm like in my 99th season in Madden. Shut up, Jeff G. Cover your ears, Jeff. Don't listen to this. I'm in like my 99th season. You know, everybody got orthopedic shoes on my team. False teeth. And I'm about to play the Super Bowl. I was trying to squeeze the game in before we went live, but my internet went down. And I apologize to all of you that were around when I was trying to do the Outrider stream and it was just messed up. Yeah, my internet went down for some reason. So, and here's what's going on. I got to find out. I don't have a camera on that side of my house. I'm going to install one. I have a cable box on the side of my house, and for some reason, someone just keeps unscrewing it and just throwing the box on the floor. Like it's not the window because it's screwed in and it's nice and tight.
Right.
Someone is literally screwing it. And one day I was taking out the garbage late at night, right? And I heard some shuffling on the side of my house. And I thought that it was like a deer because deers come up here and stuff like that. So I thought it was a deer. And here what it was is my cable box was halfway unscrewed and a screwdriver was sitting on the ground. And I said, oh my God, like who's running around the neighborhood unscrewing cable boxes and just leaving the cover on the floor? Like they're not taking anything. You know, I don't know. So it happened again today. My internet was screwy, and then they did it while it was raining and storming outside. So I had to go reset my box. I apologize. I don't think there's going to be a weekly checkup this week. I'll create some more content. Don't worry about it. We'll probably do another raid or something this weekend. But what I'm going to do is, if there's not a weekly checkup tomorrow, I'll be able to do another episode of Outriders tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. So that's basically what I've been doing.
You better hope the cable box guy isn't listening to this show.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, exactly. He said,
I got him. I got him.
He's sitting there with a handful of screwdrivers taped to his fingers like Freddy Krueger. It's so like, dude, my neighbors are weird, man. I'm just going to take 2 minutes to talk about my weird neighbors. My neighbors are weird. When I bought this house, there was a fence that I guess the old owner was building. And I don't know if the old owner and my neighbor got into it about this fence. So the first day we bought as we were looking at it, we noticed that this fence was sitting on the side of the house. As soon as they realized that we moved into the house, next day I come out from taking my wife to work, and this person had to do this early in the morning. They literally took this wooden fence and sat it on my porch. I'm like why did you do that? And it's just weird. It's just weird. Like one neighbor was getting my mail right by accident.
Uh-huh.
And so one day she just walks over and she says, I got your mail. She's standing right next to me in my mailbox. And she's like, I got your mail, but I didn't want to invade your privacy. So I'm going to put it right here in your gate. And she walks and I'm like, ma'am, what are you doing? She's like, no, I don't want to invade your privacy. So I'm going to stick it in the gate. I said, but you just invaded my privacy and was already on my privacy. What are you talking about? Just hand me the damn mail.
That.
Dude.
Yeah, we're past that.
Oh my God. Yeah. These neighbors are weird.
Yeah,
so,
I've had some neighbors in my time.
Dude.
The
first thing I did, I went and installed cameras everywhere. The first thing I did, man, but I don't have it on the side of the house where this cable box is, so I'm gonna have to spring some money for that. But with that being said, let's shout out everybody in this chat, man. We got mostly Martinez, man. He's been out here early. He says, anyone home? Yes, we're here.
Yeah, man. I've been checking out his mostly Star Wars.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Man.
Martinez been doing some Star Wars stuff?
Yeah. Shout out to him, man. He's cool.
Oh, okay. Martinez, hold on. Are you you're a mod. Drop a link to your channel, man. I didn't know you were doing content, brother. Hold on. No. You're not a mod. Now you are. You've earned your wings. Drop a link to your channel, bro. I got to check that out. We try to get the PNTS network bigger, man. Seeking Truth and Wisdom says, our homie Cloud Validation. Glad you came here for that. Yo, Francisco Suarez says, who's looking forward to the new Saints Row? You looking forward to Saints Row, Lo-Fi?
Oh, yeah. I've got, you got Pro. If you were around, you got the, what is it, the re-elected?
Yeah,
I just picked up 3 remastered because, dude, I played that. That was the main game I played when I was using OnLive back in the day. And then, what else? Yeah, and so the new one's coming. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm pumped.
I'm pumped too. I'm normally not the biggest fan of like Saints Row and I mean, I don't mind them, but what normally happens to me is after 2 weeks I get bored with them. But Saints Row, if it's done right, I can dig it. Like the Saints Row 2, that's my favorite open or sandlot game ever. I love that game. So
yeah.
Hopefully,
I remember that.
Saints Row.
Is that the one where they were in the? Is that the one where they're in prison at the beginning?
I think so. And there's territories that you got to routinely like make sure the other gang members will take over territories. And you got to routinely fight it out with them to do it. I mean, to stop them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just had a good play loop. It had a very good play loop to keep you engaged.
It's just a really over the top GTA. That's the best description I've ever heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hold on 1 second. Who is this? Gosh, what is my mom calling? I'm live with my friends. Leave me alone. And Torius Tower says, I hope the PlayStation browser cloud gaming article is discussed. I think they're getting serious about the cloud. I mean, that's a great topic and I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great topic if we do a weekly checkup. As a matter of fact, I might do you a solid, brother. I might cover that this weekend to make up for weekly checkup. I got a strong feeling we might not be doing it this weekend. Not really something that we would cover here, because most of the stuff that we cover is purely Stadia stuff, and I haven't read up enough about it for it to be part of our after show. But Artorius, stay tuned. Hopefully you're a member. Stay tuned, because I could be creating some extra content this weekend to where I'll cover that, because I'm very interested in that. What are your thoughts on that, Lo-Fi? Have you heard or read anything about that the new PS Cloud integration?
No, I haven't heard about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, I saw the article, but I didn't get a chance to read it yet.
I got to be honest. It's like I know there's a lot going on with PlayStation, but it's so much, and it doesn't necessarily pique my interest. So I've just been leaving it alone. Yeah,
like outside of the console, which if you could spring one, and I was lucky to spring one early. If you're lucky to spring one, then okay, great. But outside of the console, I see that they're making moves to be in places, but it's really not got me excited too much at this point. But
right, it's like they're making a lot of moves, so it's like I'm kind of waiting for the dust to settle. Still,
exactly. You know? It's like watching, I don't know, like watching a parade, right? And the day before the parade, they're setting up the stuff, but the parade ain't here yet. So it's just like PlayStation is setting up stuff, and you can pluck at the things that they set out yet, but it hasn't burst out the seams yet, which I believe it will. Yeah,
and I'm sure things are going to change around too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Because once the public gets their hands on something, then that's where public opinion really starts to shape and change, and you got to move with that.
Absolutely. But once they do that, and it starts bursting out the seams, I'm all for it. I'll talk, but yeah, I don't want to just ad hoc talk about it, Arius, and then we just sound like a bunch of bumbling idiots. Let us get a hold of the literature, read it, and then it'll come up, because I'm interested in seeing what they're doing for the future. Bulls for Life was up. Windstar in the house, yo. Hey, Windstar, when you coming back on the show, good brother? Or no, has Windstar been on here yet?
I
don't think so.
Oh,
no,
bro.
we were trying to set it up, and I think something happened. He couldn't make it, and we never win. Whenever you want to come on, brother, just let me know.
Bro,
Geek to sneak.
You will guaranteed triple your views if you bring him on here.
See, no, now he got to come. Now we got to bring the tie-dye van around and tranquilize him and scoop him in the back. Hey, Geek, you ready for a raid this weekend, bro? You gotta see my video. Geek is funny, man. Had me dying. We were trying to do this raid. We had no idea what we were doing. Geek is yelling at everybody. How come y'all ain't telling me this and y'all ain't telling me? I was hollering, man. Great stuff. Great entertaining stuff. We got to do it again, Geek. We got to do it again. So hopefully y'all mugs is ready this Saturday. I got to do some stuff. I usually in the mornings go running around a reservoir like I'm Rocky, but I with 1% of the punching power. So I go running around the reservoir early in the morning. So hopefully I'll be back by 11. We'll see. Did you see the similarity between X Gold free games this month in Stadia? No, I haven't. Did you notice it, Lo-Fi?
I think I saw a Nerf report.
Look, Xbox games with gold. Let's take a look at that.
I think there's like six of them.
Oh. Let's take a look. Ain't that something? Oh man, they got Calico, Scourgebringer, Saints Row 2, and Monaco's What's Yours Is Mine. And I'm gonna say this too. Saints Row 2 is we don't have it ported here yet. That's my favorite Saints Row. Oh man.
That Calico game looks like a trip, dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in all in that. I'm jumping all in that. Definitely. Cloud validation. You bring up a very good point. I have a very good friend, Lo-Fi, and he's very connected as it comes to Xbox. Very connected. Like if I bring him on, he wanted to come on the show one day because me and him were arguing in a DM. He's very well known. I think a lot of people think I'd be lying when I say like I know this person, I rap with this person. He wanted to come on the show one day. And I did him a solid because I said, everybody will be in shock and awe for like the first 20, 30 minutes. So-and-so's on SSC podcast. But once you start talking your anti-Stadia stuff, then they're going to tear you to shreds. And I said, you don't know enough about Stadia to talk smack on it. So I was like, bro, you got to get your knowledge up. But I'm here to tell y'all that, and my brother could vouch for it too, that even though I think Xbox right now is comfortable where they're at, long term they're sweating bullets about Google and Amazon long term. And while some of us are having these silly fights about what's going on now in the early years, Phil is not when you hear Phil do these interviews and he's like, I'm losing sleep over Amazon and Google, he means it because he knows what they're capable of long term. And he sees that even though Xbox is getting accolades now, them accolades don't mean anything long term. And he sees Amazon and Google still slowly building towards their apex. And he's like, we got to do more. We got to do more. So it doesn't surprise me that there's so much similarity here. Xbox is keeping a very close eye on Stadia because they want to try the best way to keep their foot on the neck of the platform publicly as long as they can. Because they realize there's nothing, they're not going to be able to hold down Google. They're not going to be able to hold down Amazon. It's going to be a straight up fight. But if they can do it now while they're trying to build and get their infrastructure up with Amazon and Google's, they're going to do it as long as they can. But what do you think about that list that I just read off, Lo-Fi, for Xbox?
I mean, it's about what we're getting over here, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're getting more. And the biggest comparisons are Calico and then Saints Row 2 instead of Saints Row. What was that? The re-election. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that might just be some behind the scenes deal they got with this publisher over that public, where they're dropping their stuff. But overall, we could end up with Saints Row 2,
Yeah. Oh, I hope. Man,
that'd be dope.
A boy can dream. A boy can dream. Hold on.
Bring the whole collection, man.
Yeah, bring the whole damn collection over at THQ. What the hell y'all doing, or Deep Silver? What the hell y'all doing? Mr. Barnum says, I saw. Where's this comment at? He says Saints Row 2 is my favorite also. Mr. Barnum Play says Next Gen 720. No, not Next Gen. Not Z. Look, Xbox exiled us a long time ago. Let me tell y'all a short story. So again, like I said, man, we were close to, like, really Next Gen is the godfather of all Xbox YouTube. He is. Next Gen 720 is. All these people, these Diller Gaming, Randolph Thor, I believe was, no, not Randolph, but Diller Gaming, Colt Eastwood, D-Batch, Tim Dog, all these people, all of them, for the most part, all came up under Next Gen 720's tutelage, right? And because Next Gen 720 put Xbox on the map, gave them a fighting chance in public opinion during the early Xbox One days, but in the latter Xbox One days, it wasn't so bright, and he was starting to get dismayed, and that's when I came on board. And I was a huge Xbox fan, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Phil Spencer. I'm going to be honest with you. So there's a couple of monikers that we created. Like he created the chasing black pigs, and you know, and F that water when it came to Sea of Thieves and stuff like that. Because people used to say, "Oh, I know Sea of Thieves looks corny, but oh, that water," and he'd be like, "F that water," you know. And then what really kind of teed off Xbox, from what I heard, is when I came up with the moniker "Coffee Shop Phil." They didn't like that, so you know they would interact with Z, and they would mention some of the things that he would say. Like at Phil in an interview, kind of sent a shot at Z and was like, "Well, some people like chasing chickens and pigs," you know, because I think Sea of Thieves had just released some numbers that were like impressive, like 10 million people that played, and he went online and sent a shot to Z and said, I guess there's a lot of gamers that are willing to chase chickens and pigs more than some of us know, or something like that, he said. You know what I mean? So, but then they even stopped doing that after a while. They just stopped interacting with us, period. So, now, not next gen. I don't want to say anybody, nobody's bigger than next gen when it comes to the original, but someone who's huge in the Xbox community. They might come on here one day. We'll see.
Yeah, man. And I just want to say shout out to next gen because bro, he's an inspiration. Because when you watch his show, he ain't just talking, dude. He really knows what he's saying.
Oh yeah,
and it gets outrageous on that show. I love it. Him in that hat, bro.
Yeah. The Mario hat, yeah. That's my bro. Hey, taught me everything that I know about this YouTube stuff, man.
Yeah, he's good, bro. He's really good.
Yeah, and he's funny. Like Aaron Greenberg used to reach out to him and tell him, "Man, you're a funny guy. You're a funny." You know what I'm saying? Like he's rubbed elbows, and it's all because of him that I've been able to rub. You know, I was the new.
You know, he's really knowledgeable, and he's not afraid to get wild with it.
Yes, exactly.
I'm telling you, it is wild over there.
Yes. And I know, and they get on me all the time. Moss, you say you a bully, but you don't be on the shows. I can't even stay up that late anymore, man. Bro be up till 4. I mean, he hustle hard, man. Yep. He hustle hard. He'll be up till 4 a.m, man.
That's what I'm saying. He's an inspiration, man.
I can't do that.
It's more than just him being on camera. It's what he's done with the whole thing.
Done. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Like post-up shows now is a staple of the community. You know,
and the conversations he allows are you know what I mean?
It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. No, definitely ain't. But it's not next gen, Mr. Bartle. I know there's a lot of next gen 720 followers here, you know, because like I said, if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be no MM2K. But not next gen. But Z wanted to come on here one time. But that was to tell everybody why cloud gaming sucks, and I'm like, no, we're not going to do that, Z. We're not going to come down here and then I gotta figure out a way to battle my mentor live on air, even though I don't believe what you're saying. You know all the tricks of the game, so you're gonna come on my own stuff and tell me why cloud gaming sucks and sound better than me about it. You know, like, no, we're not going to do that. So
snatch the pebble, grasshopper.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, no, we're not doing that, Z. But no, so there's somebody else that's going to come. We're going to figure out the right time, and it's going to be a very interesting show. Very interesting show. And like I said, like I always tell people, Lo-Fi, it's not this silly motif that's going around that we don't like people to have opposing views. Some of our biggest supporters don't agree with Stadia. They just like they like to be here for the conversation. But no, I grew up in Fight Club. So I grew, like all my good friends, that's all we do is sit in these DMs and go back and forth with each other. You know what I'm saying? But we don't take it personal. It's not a strike to our pride. You know what I mean?
That's how I kind of take 720's show. Like when the big conversations are going on, it's not. So like a lot of people that are just watching will think, oh, this person's just taking a dig at that person. That's all that's really going on. What's really happening is people are making statements, and everybody else is making them be accountable for that statement. Yeah,
accountability. It comes from the school. You can't sit there and just say, "Well, I feel like." No, Because like Lo-Fi just said, if you say something that doesn't jive with the reality and somebody else catches a wind of it,
that's your head.
It's your head. Your head's flown. It's a wrap. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm not saying that everybody has to be that raw with it, but I don't have a problem with that practice of, before I open my mouth, let me make sure that this is factual. And if it's not factual and I'm speaking in hypotheticals, then let me pronounce that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that. All right. With that said, they talking about Pro Light, only 4K. I don't know what y'all talking about in the chat, but let's continue on. So that's what we've been playing this week. You know how we do. Let me show you something. Okay, that's not what I wanted to show you. It does it every time, Lo-Fi. Every time. Oh, dear Lord. All right, hold on. Let me fix this. Jesus Christ. Why? I mean, why does it?
If something didn't go wrong, then it wasn't a show.
Exactly. All right, so let's see here. What? Hold on. Game statistics, game. Okay, is that? There we go. There we go. Jesus. All right. Now let me show you something. Okay. The official Stadia wiki, Lo-Fi. And right now, man, we're up to 43 games for the year of 2022. So it's July 28th. Now let's see how we track against July 28th.
57 more games to complete it.
57 more
and
games.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing that I haven't heard other people really iterating. You keep seeing more and more trials. You got to remember, back in GDC, they said that they were trying to get every game on Stadia to have a trial by the end of the year.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. They said it. They also put in a press release. Yep.
What, we're like at 123 trials now?
Yep.
That's insane.
That is insane. So they're getting there. They're getting there, despite my moaning and groaning about advertising it. They're getting it done. They're getting it done. And you got to do that first before you talk about it. You can talk about all you want, but if it ain't done, then it don't matter. You know what I mean? So at least they're getting it done.
I mean, if you're a content creator, that's
absolutely.
Not only is it an opportunity for you to stream these games as a trial, but like if you own the game, you can put this link in your description and tell people, hey, free trial. Like people are looking and searching for free to play because there's different free to play games every day. And that's gonna show up in the search results. So take advantage.
Yep. So Mr. McGee has a great comment down here. When it pops up, I'm gonna get to it. But I do want to highlight real quick that we're at 40 games. We were at 40 games around the same date in 2020, and we're actually at 43 this year. And keep in mind that by the end of 2020, there were 108 games. You know what I mean? So hopefully everybody is aware. Mr. McGee has a great comment. He says, Google needs to put in work in the next 5 months. And I'm assuming that's in reference to getting to those games. Now, what happens is, and I think what's happening this year, or as it looks, that it's like last year. It looks like delays are out of Stadia's control, like how they were out of Stadia's control in 2020. And you had a slew of stuff that was just delayed in 2020. And it looks like you may have had the same thing here. And what game platforms don't do, especially for a platform as low as Stadia, is they don't sit there and say, oh, you know what? Let's make sure that we release the game that works in a time frame for Stadia. They don't do that. They say, if I got to delay this game, because for whatever reason, I'm going to do it because it's going to help me keep the lights on. So they don't be looking at Stadia's pipeline and be like, oh, if I delay this game till the end of the year, that's another AAA game or so-and-so game that isn't coming earlier in the year to balance things out. So they don't be caring about Stadia's pipeline. So, and again, you have a PlayStation and an Xbox who may have a little bit more leverage to where they can go to somebody and say, look, we really want this early in the pipeline. What can you do? But Stadia don't have that leverage.
But the other thing is they announced this back in GDC, right?
Mm-hmm.
They announced all this, right?
Yep.
So are people thinking that like Google just says stuff and then they got their fingers crossed hoping it works out? Like, no, Google knows already. They already know what they're going to do. It's going to happen. There's going to be 200 games by the end of the year. All these trials are going to be, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and they ran into the same problem in 2020 with, if it is delay related, they ran into it in 2020. They handled it like a pro. They got to a 108. And so they've been here before. They've been in this space before. We're still going to watch it.
One thing I was looking at was at like Google Trends. Sometimes I look at that and you can see that little line graph or whatever.
Yeah.
It's always the same time every year where it didn't start popping off. So
exactly,
it's coming up.
Last year was a little different. I think what dismayed people last year was different because they were top end heavy and then they were back end slow. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on when the publishers put stuff out. So we'll see.
And I really got a feeling it's going to be about one more week when we'll see the expansion. I just got a feeling.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Like they're doing stuff, man. They're doing stuff. And, it's like I said at the beginning of the year, man, all that rhetoric about the platform dying. I sent the warning shot. I said, for those that are sticking to that, again, it's different if you're saying it's dying just because it's not doing what it needs to do. That's one thing. But if you're saying it's dying because they're willingly killing it off, that's where it was like, hold on, pump the brakes. You know what I'm saying? Like that you're going beyond hypotheticals and you're going a little bit too far to over exasperate your point. And I warned in the earlier in the year. Not to say that Stadia is going to be glaring and be the best platform man has ever seen, but that whole motif is going to look foolish by the end of the year. We said that here at the beginning of the year. People ignored the warning shot, so as usual, and so we're here where we're at.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It seems to be part of the Stadia community that like falls under that section of like, they're used to the console releases.
How that works
and all that hype. And then like you come to Stadia and it's like when they launched it, that's how it looked to them. And they thought that they were going to get all that same hype here.
Exactly.
But that's just not what this platform does. It's just, they're not going to be at E3 doing a bunch of,
Yeah, they weren't coming out the box being the PlayStation in the sky.
But what I was getting at is like, it just seems like there's that part of the community and then there's the other side of it. You know what I mean? And sometimes it ends up clashing up against each other, but
yeah.
But anyway.
I mean, Pete, you live and you learn. Again, I think I'm feeling a different aura where people are learning to not speak hypotheticals as absolutes. I think that was the biggest problem in this young community and again, I love how you so elegantly put it as far as next gen 720's content. People may see it and they may go, oh my gosh, you're so foul at the mouth and oh my goodness, it's just hideous, right? But they're not looking beyond the veil to see that accountability, making sure that what you're saying when it's cascaded, if you're talking in absolutes, if you're cascading facts and all that stuff is key and vital, because if you're not, people are going to hold you accountable for it, whether you like it or not. This is social media. This is not ballroom dancing. And I know people want to make it ballroom dancing, right? Where it's, it's so neat and clean and friendly. People will hold you accountable. So,
well, it's like some people might think it's foul, but for others, it's frank and it's simple language.
Exactly.
It cuts right to the heart of it.
Yeah, it cuts right. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So I think people are learning though. I think this was a hard pill to swallow. I think you still had some people that just didn't like the initial reaction to it. I've been focused on this, and
there's a lot of the community. There's a lot of the community that's still confused over that. Like Google is not a content company. Like they don't. They're a platform company. They make platforms.
Yep.
You know, like, and I think people are starting to. I hope that people are. Yeah, at how it works with Stadia. So, like, they're not like these aren't Stadia's games. These are these publishers coming to the Stadia as a market. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Stadia is trying to innovate a way to give you those games. You know,
right.
they originally, now to be fair, when they rolled out, they originally were going to curate their own games in a special way, but I think they realized they bit off more than they can chew with that. Like, I think it would have been a bigger, more successful venture if they would have said, hey, here's this technology, and then they would have just roped in already experienced developers in EA and Ubisoft and work with them to create the technology. That's what made Xbox what it was today. Not necessarily their content outside of Halo. It was the content that they said, hey, look, we have an idea. Why don't you guys put it to fruition? And they worked together and collaborated. They had the idea, the experts, made it a game, and then voila, the rest is history. If Google would have approached it that way, I think it would have been a lot more sustainable. And we might still see the AI stuff that, we might still see it. Shannon's Stud still said, no, you're going to see a lot of the stuff that we were working on implementing the stuff, but I think you would still see it actively built, at the capacity that it was. But it's like what, what's his name? Jesus Christ. Jack Buser said, there's going to be people that are going to look at this. They're going to get excited about it. And I'm paraphrasing here, but they're going to get excited about it. But then when they really dive deep into it, they're going to say, you know what? Not for me right now. And they're going to come back years later and be like, oh, this is so much better. We shared that a lot, Lo-Fi, in 2020 as we were trying to explain this to people. And I think the problem was people didn't realize that Jack was probably talking to them. they thought they were talking to the mainstream, but no, Jack was actually talking to a lot of you, and you just couldn't deal with it. But I think a lot of people are coming to that realization right now. Doesn't mean that the platform is doomed at all. It just means that some of the things that you're looking for right now, you might be better served elsewhere. Come back when it's here. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
That being said, let's continue on. Let's talk about this community championships, man. Great stuff. Always great to be interacting with the community, the camaraderie, playing games, and winning money. So, with no further ado, the Cloud Gaming Championships are here. We're now in week 2. And for those that don't know what this is, I'm going to read it again. Welcome to the Summer Cloud Gaming Championship on Stadia. We're back for 2022. This is a gaming tournament open to all Stadians. It consists of 4 weekly qualifying rounds that are open to everyone on Stadia in real-time finale that will be broadcast. The grand prize is $500 with lots and lots of weekly and mini event prizes as well. Week 1 starts July 18th, 2022, but we're now in week 2. So what you're going to want to do is go to the Cloud Gaming Championship section over at StadiaDosage.com. Just click on the community tab, go to community events, and then go to Cloud Gaming Championships 2022. And if you scroll to the bottom, you can still participate, even though you may have missed week 1. Just click on here and register. The way it's going to work is when you click on the links for the active week, it'll give you a master list of everything that's associated with the competition and the game and what you need to do. And you just go ahead and you give it a try. And they tell you how to give it a try, how to submit your try. And then what happens is, depending upon how well you do it and how fast you do it, you accumulate points. And then you'll end up here on the leaderboard. So that's pretty much how it works. Lo-Fi, did you have any questions that people in the chat might have as well?
Oh, no, that really cleared up a lot for me. Because at first I was completely clueless. But $500 grand prize, $250 runner-up prize. That is awesome, dude. You know how many lottery tickets you could buy with $500?
Oh my gosh. I was waving when I first
$500 worth.
Exactly. Oh man, we got. He said, okay. The cowboy is in the building, and I hope I didn't join to hear him up here crying again. Oh man, you know what? I was crying earlier when I got a message from Jeff G. Man, he said that you had Mr. Longarm Stronghand up on your panel the other day, waving away. Waving away to the crowd.
What up, cowboy? I see you waving.
Yeah, see, who is that? See you wait. No, let me stop, cowboy. Hey, that's the price we pay when we try to have an open platform, man. You know, you got, and I'm glad you came in, cowboy, because I'm going to tell you this. Just from me, can you imagine, Lo-Fi, if we at the Broadband Bullies tried to do something like that, like an open platform? Can you imagine the stuff?
Oh my God, bro. Yeah, nah, it's already crazy enough.
Yeah. So, cowboy, great that you're doing that for the community. I just want to pre-warn you, as your shows get more and more popular, keep up the great work. But as they get more and more popular, the bigger that risk becomes. Just wanted to make you aware, man. And when I say bigger, no pun intended, but the bigger that risk. But you handled that like a champ. No, let me stop. Let me stop. Man. I'm sorry. See, I told you, Cowboy, don't come in here with your mess. No, that's my brother. That's my brother. I love him. I love him dearly. Oh man, great stuff. Check him out. What time are you going? You going live directly after this?
Who, me?
Cowboy. I think Cowboy. He is. Yeah. Well, check him out when he goes live, man. Don't let nobody else on, man. Just have security handling who's getting on the panel, man. Oh man. Yeah, you're not lying, Mr. Barnum. They sure did. He said 720 and Crap Game used to get wild phone calls back in the day. Yeah, they did. I'm surprised. You know what? I never got a bad phone call. Jinx. I'm jinxing myself. I never got a bad phone call. We have a phone line too. We haven't used it in a while. But I've never gotten a bad phone call. That's weird. He says, I'm crying over here. Love both of you guys. Y'all be good. I love my brother. Look, man, that's the wonders of live entertainment, but it's entertainment nonetheless.
Yeah. It makes me think of those old clips of cable access. Yeah. Where things would just go wrong and people would call in, Yeah.
That's what makes cable access so great. Like one of the greatest forms of entertainment. There's a guy that I used to know. They used to call him Jab. His nickname was Jab. He was showing people how to grill bacon and biscuits, how to make biscuits and bacon on the grill, right?
Yeah.
And no foil or anything like that. So one time the biscuit or something or the bacon slipped in between the grill things, and he went to go pick it up with his hand, and he just started going crazy and nuts. The coal was hitting him all in the face. Oh, it was crazy.
That's awesome.
And then the crazy thing too about it is he had clothes hanging up. He was drip drying clothes all around him while he's cooking his bacon and biscuits on this grill. So the coal's like hitting the clothes and dirtying the clothes. Oh, it was crazy. Yeah. Man. Public access. Aminor in the house says Cowboy needs to set up a panel with. Oh, come on, man. Stop. Aminor, don't. Nah. I don't see that happening. I wouldn't back out of it. I wouldn't back out of it. Because it's not about having different. I can't stand Amador. He's such a jackass. It's not about having differences of opinion. I know that's the motif that's being thrown out. I could care less what people think. Like the whole tweet thread that started all this stuff. When I originally saw it, I ignored it. I said, we got bigger fish to fry. It wasn't until I realized that some messed up information was some really messed up. And when I say messed up, I don't mean just messy. I mean, messed up information was being spread around It wasn't until then that I felt like I needed to get involved. I don't care if people have differences of opinion. I was on Cowboy Show the other day with Project Storm. I mean, not the other day, but a couple of months ago with Project Storm and Ace. And shout out to Ace, man. Me and Ace, I hope we buried the hatchet. Me and Ace always weren't the best besties, but I think we buried the hatchet. We had a great conversation. We walked away with our own opinions and we moved on. I don't take this stuff personal. I just don't. I'm not a fan of the overarching disrespect to people that don't feel the way that I do, that I'm going to lie on you. It's one thing to, oh, lo-fi, you jackass, you know, you like this, you like that, and lo-fi, oh, you dumb, booger face, you know. I mean, I don't care about the silly mudslinging, but when you get to the point to where you are so disrespectful and you target someone as an enemy that you're going to lie on them intentionally and just keep with that lie, that's a problem for me. A problem.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of people that don't make content might not understand. Like when you're on your channel, it's like you're in your house. And you're gonna speak freely.
Exactly.
You know, and if somebody's saying something, you might have to respond.
Yep. Yeah, you might go. Speaking of Cowboy, you might go. What do they call that? When you're drawless, you might go. I forgot the term for it. You know, you might walk around your house with nothing but party socks and you know, and a necktie on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's your house.
Yeah, and I mean, when there's a lot if there's like hate going on and stuff like that, it doesn't affect me on my channel because I'm in my house. I'm comfortable. I don't care. I really don't care what's going on out there. I'm good in here. You know?
And that's not something that we're looking to do. Like we said, we palate cleansed that yesterday. It's not something that we're looking to do all the time. And unfortunately, there has been multiple extreme examples to where, you know, it's like we're gonna stop everything. And I get it, it's a shock to some people's systems, but we're gonna stop everything because this is getting out of hand. And hopefully that's the last time. Because it's not something that we like to do. Because what we want to do is what you see up on the screen. We want people to get $500 grand prizes, 250 runner-up. People have conversations and laugh and all that other stuff. And some will disagree. So like me and Lo-Fi, it's ironic that you're here on your show on Friday, which I was honored to be a guest host. I came at the all-wise. You know, I tried to set her up. It didn't work. She's too smart for it. The all-wise Purple Haze, I came at her about Stadia marketing because I've been fitching a bad one about it the last 5 days, and she just smacked me down. You know what I mean? So,
dude, Purple will tell you.
Yeah.
She'll tell you how
exactly.
it is, man.
Exactly. And I knew she was going to do it, but I had to try her. I had to just give it a shot. You know?
No, it's a good conversation, though.
Exactly. So we can have conversations, differences of opinions and stuff like that. And a lot of times when you see me throwing names back, don't believe the garbage. If you see him in 2K wagging a finger and I don't do, but like calling names, it's because someone started it. I know that may sound juvenile, but you started it. And I like showing people, oh, you want to throw names out? I can do it better. I can make it, I can do it better and I can make you go uncle. So let's have this conversation. Let's not have it, but what you're not going to do is throw names. I'm just going to sit there with my hands folded. No, we're not going to do that. So, but again, summer, we're having fun gaming. We're hopefully going to do a raid this weekend. Oh, go ahead, Lo-Fi.
But I mean, it's also like with things like this championship. I think some people outside the community think that it's like you're over here we're all getting together and doing these things because we're trying to spread Stadia and change people's minds about Stadia. No, this is just us hanging out, having fun with each other, and this is just something for us to do as a community together.
Yep.
You know, we're building a community here where it's nothing to do with trying to be a salesman. You know.
Here's what I have to say about that, and I've heard that thrown around, and I'm going to say that I think. Go ahead.
But I mean, even to add to that, or even like with the gifting program, like somebody's being bought to, you know, it's not. That's you know what? It's just I don't know.
Here's where, And I think even the regions where that's being spewed, they know better. It's just there's a whole motive behind that, but they're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But for those that that are new, that unfortunately may be caught up in the things that are being heard and you don't know what to believe. Here's my position. And I actually got a video that we just referenced out somewhere else where, as a matter of fact, here, let me do this real quick. Well, no, I'm going to find the video in a little bit, because I have a video where I'm actually talking and I'm giving a guide to people within the community, whether you're dismayed about Stadia or whether you're positive about Stadia, the rules of engagement. Like wherever you come, whichever side you come from, it's not cool to try to force somebody else to believe what you believe. You know what I'm saying? If you believe and you celebrate what you believe and let them do the same thing too, it's not cool to try to force somebody else to think the way that you think. That's never been our MO. We want to educate. Like Doc Dark is a prime example. Doc, when before any of you guys heard about Doc Dark, I had seen Doc Dark do a video about cloud gaming, and he wasn't that familiar with it except for xCloud. And then he was talking about Stadia, and he was being honest, but he was basing it upon stuff that he heard, and he was being honest about that. So I said, you know what? Because we had this extra money from all the patronage that we got. We already built our website, and I was looking for something to do with the money because I don't pocket any of this. So I said, well, you know what? Let me get this. Let's do this thing where we're buying people Premier bundles and we're getting their honest answer. Because if they're positive about Stadia, great. We've convinced somebody to at least give it a try. That's the only thing I want to convince people to do is give it a try. Whether you like it or not, that's up to you, because that's your purchasing decision. So we want to convince people to give it a try, and we'll do that by giving it to them for free. And if you like it, great. Come on, hang out with some of us that like it as well. If you don't like it, just tell us why you don't like it so Google can hear that as well and hopefully make the product better, and you still get to keep it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
when I talked to Doc was like, and he'll attest to all this. He said, I told him M2K, like, I'm going to tear this thing in shreds if it's trash. I said, good. Google needs to hear that. He ended up liking it, and the rest is history. Now, even though he likes it, he has his criticisms. His criticisms are way harsher than mine, but that's okay. That's my brother. I love him, and I haven't disowned him. I ain't put a hit out on him. So this is just games at the end of the day. So people are allowed to express themselves, but just because I don't have his beef and he don't have my, hypeness about it, doesn't mean that it's our jobs to convince each other. I think that's absurd. That's like me being a flat earther, Lo-Fi, and you believing in a round earth, and I'm sitting there trying to convince you, you need to listen to me. No, you don't. If you're following the facts and the science, you're like, no, dude, I respect your right to go spread your flat earth stuff all you want. I'm going about my business. And that's the way I look at it. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
But also that the gifting program isn't there to buy your opinion.
No, it's not. Absolutely.
To sway your opinion one way or another.
If $40, let me tell you something. If a couple of gift cards are going to sway your opinion, then you're not safe anywhere.
Yeah. You got other problems.
Exactly. Yeah. You on some Tyrone Bigham stuff. If $40 is going to, come on. Me and Jack are sitting there with trench coats. Come on, baby. Take some of the stadium, baby. We open our coats and we ain't got nothing but gift cards.
Free.
Yeah, exactly. Like, stop it. It's silly. It's silly stuff. But again, it's their right to express their silliness. I hear it all the time. I get it passed to me all the time, and most of the time I ignore it. But when it gets egregious,
and it's usually people outside of this community that do that.
Yeah.
It's just because they're not in here and they don't know what they don't really, they just hear it like a game of telephone by the time it gets to them, probably.
Yeah. I just don't like the notion that people are made to feel guilty because they're appreciative of things that are happening and they're celebrating something like RDX. RDX is the most successful Xbox YouTube podcast, right? And they're enthusiastic about Xbox, so most of their talk is positive. You know, where if you go to a general conversation with average Xbox and PlayStation people, it may not be, it may not be as positive, but they're okay, right? A lot of people, most of the people that have an issue with what we're doing, they probably watch RDX faithfully and don't blink it and don't bat an eye. So, same thing applies. We will have the discussion based upon facts. And if you don't think that our conversations are well-rounded enough, I get it. You got a choice to go elsewhere, and where you feel like you can get more well-rounded discussions. So, but I think that addresses that as far, and particularly in regards to, I'm signing up for the community championships. Do that, man. Get money.
$500, yo.
You can't beat that. Ace is being interviewed on Purple Show. Oh man, I don't know who to send people to, the Purple Show or Cowboy Show.
Go to the Purple Cowboy.
Lo-fi is a booger face. Yeah, go check out Ace, man. Like I said.
Who said I'm a booger face?
Rudix said you're a booger face.
Oh man. How do you know?
Commando. Yeah, you can be riding Commando. Hey, look, if it's your house and you're riding Commando.
How did he know?
Ah! Oh man. Chariot Man Gaming laugh out loud. Oh man. Hey, I heard MM is too scared to go toe to toe with the Cowboy. Marcus G says Atari have just tweeted more Atari games will be hitting Google Stadia soon. Keep an eye out. That's dope. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Marcus G.
Stars and some other stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope, man. More games. Buying gamers for $40 makes you a cheap buy. Yeah, that's what I said. You want some Tyrone Biggums, baby. You got some bigger issues. Your lights are cut off. You only got one cheese. Yeah, you're sucking on the same frozen hot dog for the last 12 days. Yeah, but your biggest issue is not Stadia dosage. If you can be swayed, if you can do it about and again, I love this platform. Don't get me wrong, but if you're willing to risk it all for Stadia for over $40, now. I mean, come on.
And let's say a content creator was like, "Oh, okay," and they do this video, and they're like, "Oh, Stadia is the best." And then the next video, what are they gonna keep that up? Like,
yeah, $40. Come on, exactly. Yeah. When you got a gang load of PlayStation and Xbox and even Nintendo people sitting in the alley with bats and chains ready to get you, you're gonna risk it all for $40 for stick? No. I've been doing content creation for years on the broadband bully stuff like that, where there was certain promotion like that with even more money, and people turned it away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, come on.
This is about the Stadia community. That's what
exactly.
It's there for.
That's what exactly.
Like I'm here. I'm not getting paid. I'm here for the community, guys.
Yes.
Like what?
Yep. Exactly. So we're doing this we're doing it for the community. Yeah, baby.
And we enjoy Stadia.
Exactly. That's it. We enjoy Stadia. That's what we do. Yo, just joined. If $40 will sway your opinion, then join the GFN Ambassador Program. You'll get for 3080 tier for free, get free games to live by. Stop it, Suda. Purple's later than Cowboy. Okay, cool. So you could catch both.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
go check out Ace, man. Check out Ace.
I bet Cowboy will redirect to Purple.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
And I'm putting him on the spot.
Hold on, Amador tries to show shade. Wait till your comment pops up, you jackass. Good vibes from Wilson. Thank you very much for that, my good friend. Somebody is selling their soul for $50. Apparently that's what happens, man. All it take you putting it all on the line for Stadia. With that said, I can't wait to. There goes Aminor's comment. He says, "Give me $60 and I'll defend Stadia." You're right. Aminar, you spend that much money in a week to come here and hate on Stadia.
I'm saying he ain't got nothing else better to do. So
exactly. You spend that in a week to hate on Stadia. Show up in Clive's thing with a super $40 super chat. Stadia sucks. You know what I'm saying? That's how Aminar rolls. That's our brother. We love him. All right. Let's continue on. Let's actually start the show. We haven't started the show yet. You know how
this was gonna be a short one.
Want to remind people, and matter of fact, I gotta do it now. Because we're giving out a gift card. I keep forgetting about that. People are like, you better not forget about that. All right, so here's what you're gonna want to do. You're going to want, when the message comes up, you're going to want to put in exclamation point raffle, not yet. Just hold your horses when it comes up. And what you're going to want to do as well is keep something in mind, but hold on. Let me make sure the cloud, that was my problem. The cloud bot was off. Giveaways.
Okay. Yeah, it does that to me too.
All right.
Sometimes I got to re-sign in.
So now we're going to do the custom. Yeah, it was weird. Well, it's never done it to me. Okay, so the giveaway is starting now. It is exclamation raffle. When you see the message prompting you to do that in the chat. There it goes. Do it.
You got this, man. You can win this raffle.
You can do this. Y'all can do it. And you ain't even got to see me and Jack go commando under some trench coats in order to win. You know what I mean?
That's not going to do it, Bulls for Life. That just says Apple.
He's an apple. Apple. That's not gonna work. Yeah. So me and Lo-Fi talked about this beforehand, and I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning this. Cody Maloney, great guy, great supporter of the platform. He's been a supporter of the platform for a while now. Cody Maloney gifted us. Well, the community's been so kind, man. Y'all gifted too much stuff. I'm gonna let Jack talk about the rest, but
yeah, shout out to Cody Maloney.
Cody sent us a couple of CCU Stadia Premiere CCUs, the original bundles.
So with the controller?
Yeah, with the controller, man. That's crazy.
That's the pack.
You're getting the CCU, which still works great, and the Stadia controller, another Stadia controller.
First one's free, baby.
Exactly. All you have to do is, this is a super chat raffle. So what that means is, I don't know if Squid's talked about the one that he's giving away, but for the entire month that I was about to call it Gangapalooza. God damn, what's wrong with gift? My mind is not in the right place. Giftapalooza. The entire month that Giftapalooza now doesn't end until August 6th. Jack doesn't even know this yet, but we're going to extend an extra day. MM2K is going to ensure that we're going to have donations all the way up until August 6th, right? Because August 6th is the next episode of what? Lo-Fi?
Oh, that's the review show, right?
CGR. Yep.
Is it?
Okay, the next CGR.
It's been a minute since I looked at that calendar, dude. Like,
it should be. I hope I'm not wrong.
I was gonna say that ain't that far away. So yeah,
I think the 6th. Yes, we're going to extend it to the 6th. And
yeah, so you got to hop on that.
So not only are you going to have an opportunity to win these raffles when we're live, but you
What's
can
the MSRP on that on a Premiere Edition right now?
I think isn't it like $79.99 or something like that?
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, because I remember I got mine during their little celebration. In
the 2 year cycle when it was 22.22. Yeah. Yep. And I was looking to get one too, but they were sold out.
I got lucky. I got it free when I purchased Far Cry 6. So.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, look at this stranger. our good brother. We miss you, man. We miss you. No, good. Shout out to our good brother Ninja Guy X. Shout out. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, man. He says Lo-Fi Monk and MM2K, the perfect combination. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're glad you guys are enjoying us.
What is MSR? What is that called? AMSR or
the MSRP?
Nah, I was talking about those videos where people.
The ASMR. Well, I definitely destroy that. I love the ASMR videos, like when they're shaving and stuff like that. Can you imagine an MM2K ASMR video? Like, all right, now I'm gonna cut his face. Okay, now I'm gonna clean off the blade. It would be horrible. It would be absolutely horrible. But yeah, what we're gonna do is, as people super chat, you're gonna automatically be entered into this raffle. So Squid, so you don't want to just say, oh, I'm gonna super chat. Squid's super chats are gonna be one raffle, and all the other super chats, whether it's SSC podcast or CGR, are gonna be another raffle. So definitely, what we may do, I ain't gonna say it yet, but we want to thank the people that have supported us and make all this possible. So if you haven't yet and you want to, be part of this raffle, super chat, we'll qualify you. So we want to put that out there.
Yeah, easy peasy.
He says hot tub steam. Who said that? Oh, Ron Slusher says MM2K hot tub stream. Oh, hell no.
This ain't no OnlyFans.
Exactly. This ain't Cowboys channel. No, let me stop. Yeah, let me stop. Oh, Jeremy Moan. Oh, man. He ain't playing, bro. He said, look, put me in for both. Thank you for this $5 super chat. And he did exclamation point raffle. Jeremy Moan ain't playing, man. Jeremy, you might have to do it again.
Yeah, the bot might not have got it.
I don't think the bot got your raffle. Not the super chat. I don't want to be considered a con artist. I don't need any more labels. But not the super chat. Just exclamation point raffle. You might have to do that again. All right.
So you can get the $25 gift card. Y'all doing? Yes, is that what y'all doing? $25 house.
$25 gift. $25. All right. Yeah, $25 gift card is what we're doing. There we go. All right. So. Let's actually start the show now, and we got to do late lightning rounds.
Yeah, guys, that was a warm up. Let's start.
Yeah, exactly. That was an hour and a half warm up. Hold on, is this the? Okay, yeah, this is the right. I'm about to say, what the hell is this? It's FIFA 23. That's last week.
Man, I know Lo-Fi don't want to.
Yeah. Lo-Fi don't want to see that. He definitely don't want to see that again. FIFA 23, that's when I abandoned these guys. Okay, this is the wrong.
Yeah.
What the hell? All right, so here we go. Week on Stadia, Summer of Games. We got a lot of cool stuff that's on here, but in particular, when you look at the pro games, the Saints Row, the 3rd remastered, Monster Jam, Steel Titans 2, Calico, Shantae Half Genie Hero Ultimate Edition, Murder by Numbers, and Welcome to Elk. There's no better time than the present. If you haven't.
Now, if you're not on Pro, or even if you are on Pro, Monster Jam Steel Titans is on sale right now.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. And see, Stadia's versatile to where, I think Pro is a good value just for the 4K. I think it's a good value.
Yeah.
Get the sneak with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I still like to buy my games, so I know I'm supporting the developer." I'm gonna tell you, if it's on Pro and you're clicking play on it, you're supporting the developer. They're making money. Click play on the games that you love, man.
Absolutely.
That's how it works on Stadia.
Absolutely. You can't beat that with a stick. And again, how big this is when you guys support games through Stadia Pro. Remember I don't know if you remember, Lo-Fi, the one developer said, because remember they switched to how the program worked in the middle of one particular month. So the developer had got upfront money from Stadia, but then they were switching to the Stadia Pro model. And when they switched to the Stadia Pro model, he said the developer said just in those 2 weeks, if I'm capturing this right, just in those 2 weeks, we got more money in those 2 weeks of the Stadia Pro, new Stadia Pro play model than we did from the upfront money we got from Stadia. So
yeah,
that's important. And Eve's holder of 100 Days Wine Simulator, wine making simulator. I always get that butchered. Yeah. He's always putting out charts and stuff like that and showing you how lucrative that whole program is. So yeah, support the devs, man. There is no, I mean, remember all that hoopla where everybody was like, oh my God, Stadia's taking away from the devs, forcing the click to play model. And now the devs is making more money than they were, so.
Yeah. And I just want to clarify, I'm not saying don't buy the game. I'm just saying, no, don't feel bad. Know that you are supporting the developers when you click play.
Exactly. Yes, sir. But yeah, it's like you alluded. It's your choice to engage with the game however you want. But yeah, like you said, to your point, don't feel bad. So let me ask you, Lo-Fi, what are your thoughts? What are the most anticipated game out of this list that you want to play?
Well, welcome to Elk.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's been on Stadia for a minute, but I almost bought it, and I was like, wow. No, they're about to release the pro games, and maybe by some stroke of luck, that game will come to pro, and there it is. So I'm glad I waited. The other one, I'm looking forward to checking out Calico. I'm looking forward to seeing Squid stream Calico. Honestly, watching those streams, but that, I mean, the thing that sucks though is I did buy Saints Row the Third just like right before this,
and I gotta check that too. I think, which one came first? Was it Saints Row Reelected or Saints Row the Third?
The Third.
Okay, the Third did come first, so I think that is the one that I bought, and then the other one we got with Pro, I think later, right? Okay, yeah. So
I haven't tried the remastered version of it, so I'm looking forward.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks sweet.
Yeah, it ran pretty good. I enjoyed playing it again. I mean, again, it's not a bad Saints Row. It wasn't my most, normally when I play older games, it's older games that I really like. Oh man, either I never played it before, or if I did play it before, it's an older game that I really cherished. Saints Row 3 is not a bad game, or the Saints Row the Third isn't a bad game at all. It just wasn't one of the games that I was like, so I tried it. It was a great port. It felt good. It played well, looked good. And I tried it out for a little bit, and then I haven't tried it since. But, if you never tried it,
the thing I like about Saints Row is so far every time they throw you right in the middle of a huge action scene.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love that part of it.
That's dope. And shout out again to Jeremy Moan for the $5 raffle. Thank you, Geek to Sneak, for the $1.99 super chat. And again, you guys have been added into the pool of people that have super chatted that are going to potentially win that CC, the Chromecast Ultra, and the Stadia controller. So, all right, awesome stuff. All right, so you said welcome to Elk, and I remember seeing that game, and I was like, oh, that does look pretty slick. I got such a backlog. The game that
for me, it wasn't the way the game looked. That didn't necessarily catch my attention. As a matter of fact, I was listening to the chat Stadia guys, and they were on in the background, and I heard them describing that this is all true stories from real people, and then they actually played the clips of the people telling the stories, and the stories are crazy. I mean, it's don't let looks fool you.
Stadia showed me that. I used to be a superficial. Again, you got to remember, I was just on the heels of getting an Xbox One X and thinking that was going to revolutionize how I played games and melt my eyeballs, and it fell short of my expectations. So then, still looking for polygons and compute units, I went and got a beefy PC and found out that that's more complicated. That just make things even more complicated. So then I get Stadia, and I hear about the 4K 60 and all the other stuff. But then the charm of the platform was beyond that. It was the easy use, the low resources that it's gobbled up, and it introduced me to games that I normally wouldn't play. So those are great things about the platform.
Yeah, and it definitely it gives it that feeling that there's something special in your collection, and it's not something you can just get anywhere else, even though people try to act like it is. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then, this is a different year for Stadia. They had a challenge. They were pivoting, trying to get the tools together. So they kind of had to rope in more games than they normally would, as far as quality wise. I mean, I know, shout out to Inled, who does that fantastic report that shows like the average Metacritic. And when you look at this year compared to others, it's not as high, but hopefully everything works out with the low change porting. Games come on and they can get back to that standard, because Stadia always said they're not looking to be a Wild West store. They're looking to have the top-notch curated, they're looking to curate games and make sure it's a top-notch store. So,
and let me know your opinion on this, dude. Mm-hmm. It's when I look at Stadia Pro, a lot of people compare it to what Xbox has and all these other subscriptions. Mm-hmm. But for me, I look at it like that $10 is really for the ability to stream 4K and all this extra stuff. They just sprinkle some games on top, to make it even better, but you're not, that's what you're really paying for, is the 4K and all those little extras. You know
what, Lo-Fi? I'm glad that you said that, because it's so refreshing to know that people can get it, that people actually get it. Like, and I get it. A lot of us are new to this, so we don't know how to make the correlations. Oh my God, Stadia only has so-and-so games halfway through the year. They've been here.
People can't help but compare to what they know.
Yeah, and they don't look at precedent. They don't pull back and pull in more data and look at things at a broader scale to help them understand what there's more possibilities that you're drumming up in your head. Comparing Game Pass to Stadia Pro is a fool's errand. Game Pass is a rental subscription model. Stadia Pro should be compared to PlayStation Plus, which is now Plus Essentials or whatever. Xbox Live Gold.
Even then, because you build this library over the time that you're paying.
Exactly.
You can leave, come back 2 years later, and those games are still there.
Still there. I'm not sure if Xbox does that with Live Gold.
Yeah, but like I said, you're not paying for those games. You're paying for the 4K and all those.
Yes, yes.
They're just hooking you up with some games on top.
So you're paying for a commodity. You're paying for a commodity, which is in PlayStation and Xbox's case, you're paying for online, to get online and play a lot of online games unless they're free to play. That's what you're paying for. The adage, the auxiliary gifts are the games. You got to understand how this model was built. A lot of you don't know how this model was built. You don't remember. I'm going to educate you. In the PlayStation 3 era, when they went down because Anonymous didn't like the fact that they were abandoning the original PlayStation 3 operating system. I forgot the name of it. Everybody, including myself, loved it. I was running servers and stuff off of it, whatever. But whatever OS, when they abandoned that and Anonymous didn't like it, Anonymous DDoS, I believe, or somehow hacked the PlayStation Network, and the PlayStation Network was down for 28 days or maybe even longer, I think, right? People went bananas. They went ape nuts. And that's when Xbox really took over. And PlayStation was trying to get some ground back from Xbox to surprise them, came out earlier and just had the momentum. PlayStation was finally starting to get its footing because they were starting to release some of its games that people liked. And then that happened, and that really set them back. It almost shut down the company when that happened because they lost a lot of money in lieu of all that happening. PlayStation under Jack Tretton came up with an idea to win people back. And that idea was, look, now that this happened, we got to resecure our infrastructure. So we're going to make you pay for internet now. However, we're soon going to be rolling out that when you pay for internet, you're going to get free games on top of that. And it blew as far as their revenue. It was a revenue model that wasn't there. It went from a revenue model that wasn't there to a revenue model that meant billions of dollars for the company every year. It was crazy. Right. Xbox had to follow suit. And when Xbox followed suit, the same thing happened for them. So what Stadia did is they said, look, we're starting off with a small library. Let's mimic the most successful model that's start revenue for the people that we want to be like one day and beyond. And so they picked a model similar to that. So comparing it to Game Pass is a fallacy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's just, it's, you think about how it's depicted in the media.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you that they're doing it the wrong way, like it's,
exactly.
It's all about how they spin it. And you got to think about why are they spinning it that way. So if you want to talk about people's opinions being bought.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and the media is a fickle thing. Like the media, they went from hating Game Pass, loving Stadia, having the information. The media could have told you in 2018 what Stadia was. If you're not a member, become a member now. And check out our episode of Sound Off from, I think, 2 weeks ago, where we showed you where a lot of the media people that are talking about Stadia is dying and is dead, they're upset because when they had the information in 2018 what Stadia was going to be about, instead of being true tech journalists and just feeding you the information, maybe giving their opinions afterwards, but giving you everything, they denounced what it was, said, no, it's impossible, and it ended up being what they said it wasn't going to be. And they're mad about that. So that's fueling some of this anger and some of the Stadia hate that you're seeing from some of the more stubborn external people. But you got to remember, they first hated Game Pass, loved Stadia. Now they love Game Pass, hate Stadia, and PlayStation got to do better. While all this is happening, the still most successful gaming subscription models, it's not Game Pass. It is PlayStation Now Essentials and Xbox Live Gold. Those are the two they're making the most money for those companies right now. Not Game Pass, not the PlayStation Now portion. That's why Sony went and did the reverse of Xbox. Xbox was trying to incorporate Xbox Live Gold into Game Pass and then just get rid of Xbox Live Gold. Where Sony did the reverse. They weren't trying to get rid of the cloud, but they just made the cloud the most expensive tier, and they're sticking to their more successful models, which is simply, we're going to give you access to games and allow you to play online to help pay for our online infrastructure. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So they're handling it in reverse. When they see that cloud gaming is bigger, then they'll do it the other way. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's like, think about it. Everybody's got a point of view, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're coming from Xbox and you're used to that ecosystem and the way Gold is set up and the way Game Pass is set up, and then you're looking over here at Stadia and it's not clicking to you because it's something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's why when I see what they got going on, to me, it's like, I don't get it because I'm not a part of that ecosystem. I don't do all those. I don't know. Yeah. It's just, this is why you got a lot of people just at each other over what services this is better, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, all these companies got deals and they talk to each other and it's not a big deal.
Yeah. And especially in these early years, for us to be going as hard as we do is you got to do this and you got to do that this early. No. Like, it's important. What's important is all of these platforms continue to find a way to best utilize this 1% market to help subsidize their growth. That's it. Until the ceiling becomes higher, that's the goal. How do we best utilize this 1% market to subsidize growth? Once the lid comes off, then it's a different story.
A lot of it has to do with like if you watch Shark Tank, you hear them talking about the public having to learn and understand a product.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's kind of what they're going through right now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is new territory. This is new territory. Like you just, said, Lo-Fi, new territory. They can't, it's like, again, and the prime example why this is new territory, I'm gonna make this real quick, is that we are not picking up Madden 23 again, but we're picking up FIFA. And all signs indicate that the reason why we're doing that is Madden didn't do what Stadia needed to do. Yes, Madden is a must-have on a mainstream platform, but the cloud gamer, and particularly the type of cloud gamer that Stadia is going after, they're a different demographic to where Madden, you may get people that only play Madden, but that's not cascading into growth for Stadia Pro. It's not cascading into these people playing more games. So really, Stadia is shelling out more money just to have Madden on there to satisfy that base, and they're getting back in return.
You're also talking about a game that has their biggest supporters are abandoning that game.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest content creators are abandoning that game. It sucks.
Yeah. Yep.
It's junk.
And I love Madden. It sucks that, I don't play FIFA. I guess I'll get into it now, but I play Madden. I love Madden.
Well,
but if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not going to claim to know everything about it, but like just listening to Jeff, shout out to Jeff, man. He was talking last night in one of his streams about how it's just pre-rendered animations. There's no skill. So whatever you push, they just like randomly pick a already pre-rendered animation and put it, no matter what you did on the kickoff, And he was talking about how there's certain plays that no matter what, no one can block them, no one can stop them. They're just plays that just run. There's no skill to it. So
I see that
problems going on, and then plus you got EA with whatever problems they have going on internally. Like, just man, be happy we got FIFA. It's a great game. It's way better than Madden. And look, yeah, whatever.
here's the fact of the matter. I hate to say this, but in all likelihood, if you got Madden 22, you got Madden 23. That's what it boiled. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah. That's what it also. But that's the like nail in the coffin. Signs are pointing to that Madden was not the return on investment. And again, the name of the game is best utilizing your portion of the 1% business to subsidize growth. You don't subsidize growth losing money just to have something that the big boys have. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's kind of like a Jeep trying to get low profile tires. You know what I'm saying? Which are ultra expensive when it's really not going to do the Jeep any good, because the Jeep is meant to go in high to muddy terrain and stuff like it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? And so when you have a situation where a platform is meant to appeal to a different audience, Madden may not suit that audience. And look, you look at GFN, who, we don't know how many active users they have, but they boast over 14 million people that have touched the platform. You look at Xbox, who just reported that 4 million people tried, and 1 million of them were new. None of them, well, Madden may be coming to Xbox like later throughout the vault, but none of them have Madden day and date. And they're fine too.
And this is kind of off topic, but let's talk about cloud gaming in these sports games and like how, like, especially a sport that's international like soccer. think about the benefits of cloud. Like, this is old the way they're doing this. Like, they could make this game to where they never have to release a new edition. Like, it could slowly, they can improve the graphics on the cloud, sleep seamlessly. They can update the rosters. It could be a never ending, you know, game that just goes on and on and on and on. And look how we're doing things.
Yep.
So it's like,
Electness, there's no other person that knows that Madden is doing numbers, you know, in comparison to wanting to get the game than I do. For those of you that remember when I did the NPD compare and people lost their lunch. This doesn't have free to play games and battle royale games and all other stuff. And I said, because the problem was, why did Stadia release Madden before releasing FIFA? And the reason is for what Electness alluded to. It was very promising because Madden is doing numbers, and the US at this moment is Madden's is Stadia's biggest territory. So it just seemed elementary, right? But men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. The cloud gaming community, like a lot of us right here that are talking, running our mouths, we're of the most hardcore of the hardcore. We don't make up the core of the Stadia community. The core of the Stadia community apparently didn't pick up Madden enough. Not enough for it to circle off success. So yes, and again, the example is trying to put low profile tires on a Jeep that's meant to go through rugged terrain. This demographic operates differently. So Madden is not going to have the same effect on us as it does Xbox and PlayStation. So both realities can exist in the same space and same time. To your point, yes, it does do number on NPDs, but, and I've always argued that because that was the core demographic that Stadia was going to. But in the case of Madden, it just didn't do its job. And FIFA, again, is totally different. You know what I'm saying? And you would think in a section where, again, your largest section, and Electness, this proves the point that we're making now, even though I understand where you're coming from. Because I thought it at first too, but again, time always tells. Men lie, women numbers don't lie.
Well, something's changed too. Something's changed that we haven't seen the effects of yet. These click-to-play trials, like that can have a big effect on these sales too.
That could, so, if it gets into more people's hands and more people are willing to try it, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something new that just changed. So we'll see,
That's the hope. And that's why I got on them so bad about marketing. But that is a good point. That is the hope. But when it comes to Madden,
you click to play and you can buy right there and you realize, I don't even have to pay to get in.
Yes. And then what you do, to Electness's point, is then you start normalizing. I hate to use that word, but you start normalizing the Stadia community to the mainstream community. Then you try to get Madden back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here's proof that it just was not hitting with the Stadia community as a whole. Every time you do a poll between that where, and there was reasons why Stadia was doing this, where, you want a discount on Madden or FIFA. You want this or that or FIFA, Madden or FIFA. FIFA always destroyed Madden. Now I get that globally it's a bigger game, but I don't believe the ratio of US gamers to rest of the gamers that are on Stadia warrant the 7-to-3 ratio all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's proof right there. So again, Electness, you're right, but we're not wrong. We both can exist in the same space and same time. So hopefully that changes, because I do want to play Madden.
Now, I know there's Madden fans. I'm not trying to disrespect the Madden fans out there, but I think it really, honestly, for the majority of people that are saying that, it comes down to they just want that brand name. Because I mean, Madden's a legendary
Yep.
name in ball gaming, and you know, so they just want that pin that they can put in their in their hat and walk around and say it's there, but we don't need that. That's not important.
Reminder to anybody, because I'm looking at the chat and I'm looking at the number of people that have put in exclamation point raffle opposed to those that have gotten a ticket. If you're not subscribed, it's not going to register you. So you have to be subscribed to this channel. Trust me, I ain't gonna kill you. I ain't gonna send Stadia 100 after you. Just hit the subscribe button and then hit it. Yeah, we're not gonna send the Stadia finger slap. He said mostly Martinez says shh. I said, don't let them know. Don't let them know. Yeah, I can dig it. But you got to subscribe to the channel. All right. All right. With that said, no, great discussion. But again, that's where we got to understand, like, this is different, y'all. So that's why I said it's kind of silly for us to get all antsy-pantsy and, heavy at the breath. Why ain't they doing this? Why ain't they doing that? And for any of these cloud platforms, not just Stadia, any of these cloud platforms, the number one goal, which is clear to me, if you only got a 1% market, the best you can do is utilize that market to subsidize your growth until the ceiling gets higher. You know what I mean? But hopefully,
here's the thing, though, dude. Clear. This is uncharted territory. Nobody's been here.
Yes.
So you can't really second guess these people's moves because they're doing it for a reason, whatever the reason may be. But I mean, you also got to think, since it's uncharted territory, there might be times where somebody just needs to make a pivot, and we've seen Stadia do that. So you just got to give them the room to finish making these discoveries. You know what I'm saying?
It's still early. I mean, the way I look at it is Phil Harrison told you what the platform's apex is. The platform's apex. Now that I'll say this. The platform's apex is trying to be that place where content creator and content consumer are all in the same space. Me and Lo-Fi are playing some Outriders, or we're playing Outriders 5, you know what I mean, down the road. And then we're like, mostly Martinez and Elkness Returns. We're pulling you guys out of the chat. You get to play with us. You know what I'm saying? And say Lo-Fi got 2 million followers. I got 1,000,005. You know what I mean? We're big streamers now. You know what I mean?
That's blurred the lines. Yes. It blurred the lines of content creation and your friends list.
Exactly. Yep. When that happens, not just with Stadia, but with Amazon too, that's when I think you need to look at the platforms and say, okay, how wide is your reach? How well are you doing? What games you got? That's when the fates are decided once they reach that apex. They haven't even got nowhere near their apex yet. Again, just using the percentages as they grow slowly, 1, 3, 5, whatever, to help subsidize their business. And then once they can take the roof off and they can become 50% of the business, that's when you need to start, saying, okay, all right, well, what are you doing now? Because now you have that broad reach, so market-wise. Crow Resin says, I'm sad Madden isn't coming to Stadia, but I only play it casually. It's a fun game, but I always wait for the NFL to be done and buy it. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing. And if you look at Xbox, Xbox is getting it when it goes in a vault. That's not day and date. So maybe and it seemed like Stadia had more compound success with Madden when it came out later, opposed to when it was available day and date. So I'm guessing that Stadia had to pay more money to get it day and date. And they were like, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe we'll get it several months after launch, you know what I mean? After launch. Sexy Trunks, super sexy trunk donated $5. Thank you so much. And he wants the world to know that Madden stinks, just saying.
That's what's up, super sexy truck.
Oh man, that's crazy. All right, let's still do some more lightning round. All right. So Stadia now. Let's talk about the new games. We got Forgotten City. We got Neighbors Back from Hell.
Forgotten City's highly acclaimed too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this Neighbors Back from Hell though, Lo-Fi, or no?
I'm not familiar with it, but I was reading up on it, and it sounds awesome. It sounds it's like a you got to do pranks on your neighbors.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm definitely gonna check that one out then. All right, cool.
And it comes with part 1 and 2, so it's like a bundled game.
Okay,
and see how they didn't try to get sneaky and be like, "That's 2 games."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's what they do. They did this in 2020. That's why I said I really have the mind state that 2022 is going to be like 2020. Now we got 11 games. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And you're just gonna, and I think you're just gonna see more and more games are just gonna drop. They're just gonna release. You know what I mean? So, all right. And Wavetail had a free weekend.
Oh yeah, it's this weekend, right?
Yes, sir. Have you played Wavetail at all?
Oh yeah. I played all the way through it. I gotta play through on my channel. So
yeah, phenomenal game, man. Phenomenal game.
It's one of the first things I played on YouTube. So yeah, very relaxing.
Yeah, that's kind of it's ASMR-ish when you're surfing in the water and stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah, I found myself just surfing around and flipping around in the water sometimes, not even playing the main story or whatever.
Yep, same here. All right, so I remember when the Gunk, because it was made by the same developer, I think. I remember when the Gunk came out for Xbox, and I saw it at E3 and I was impressed, and I said, "Oh, play that game." And then I saw Wavetail and I looked at the aesthetics of Wavetail, and I said, "Damn it, Xbox!" But of course it's Xbox. I said Xbox got the better game. You know what I mean? From Thunderful. Yeah. And I played the Gunk and nope. No, we didn't. No, they didn't. Yeah.
I noticed that a lot of the games from Unity developers kind of have almost the same that art style a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like look at what's that? Sky Climbers. It's not the same, but you see how you could compare the two.
Yeah, I got you. Yep, I see. Yeah. Like the similarities just lingering there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think we got the Wavetail is a hell of a game. And that's another one I need. So many games to finish. All right.
Shout out to the Unity developers. Don't be discouraged, man. Just do you.
Exactly. The last thing I want to do, partially, and we'll finish this last part up next week, is let me show you something. Earlier in the month, Jack released a Stadia Stats Time to Party. I actually did a video to this too. I forgot I did that. Where they were talking about some milestones that were happening in the community, stat-based. So Centipede recharged, got over 5,000 people in like a short amount of time. It says next, the member count on the official Stadia community forum passed 98,000 as it gets closer to the 100,000 mark. Woo! And then the member count on the Stadia official forum. Oh, that's what that was. Okay, and then shout out to xCloud. He has passed 1,000 YouTube subscribers. Shout out to him.
Nice, congrats.
And shout out to CGR's own Purple Haze.
Yeah.
Past 200 YouTube subscribers, and she still is practically brand new on the scene and absolutely killing it.
Yeah, yes. If you're not subscribed to her, you need to go and subscribe. Yeah. She just did an interview with the person that writes for all the Tomb Raiders.
Yeah, like great stuff. Alinka says, "Don't talk about the Gunk. That game was for." Like I was so disappointed, man. I'm sorry. I had high hopes, and if you follow my content, y'all know I was telling everybody, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like, I still rock out with Stadia, but I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna get that Gunk, I'm gonna get that Tunic, and I'm gonna get Halo. Now I haven't tried Tunic yet.
I wish Tunic would come to Stadia. That's a
yeah. That I think that one might be the gem of the year for Xbox, honestly, because I played Halo. Yeah. It's not horrible to me, but it's man. But the gunk, oh my God. Jesus.
Well, I mean, tuning's available on other platforms too. So
yeah, it is available on PC. So yeah. So that's a game that I'm not going to say I'd rather own, but I'd rather just buy the license or buy access to the license straight out. So, but the gunk, man. I'm sorry, Lickness. Oh. Jesus Christ. So yeah, we got that going on. Stadia Party Chat. I think one of the members is in the house right now. YouTube creator channel growth over time. They're killing it as well. Shout out to them. Some positive YouTube channels. Stadia Friends, Stadia Hoy. We'll pass 1,000 YouTube subscribers. Hashtag Media Guy. Who's this guy? Lo-Fi Monk.
I don't know who that guy is.
I don't know who that guy is.
He sounds like somebody you should subscribe to, though.
Yeah, you should. Just for the voice alone, you should. The content is excellent, but before you even get to the content, just get to the voice. Petter Games will all pass 200 YouTube subscribers.
Yeah, I need 10 more subscribers. I need.
Oh,
10
come
more.
on, y'all got to do it. You know what?
Yeah, if you're not subbed, come on. What are you waiting for?
Oh, y'all, Lo-Fi, you should have said something earlier. You know what? The next time, because Lo-Fi will be here next week. Mm-hmm. If Lo-Fi is not at 200, then I'm not doing a raffle. I'm not doing a raffle. If I didn't want this to carry over, if I wasn't worried about this carried over past 7, I'd do that right now. We're about to do the raffle. Y'all mammy jammies is lucky today. But if Lo-Fi's not at 200, I might make it 215. I think I'm gonna make it if Lo-Fi's not at 215, and don't play with me because I'll make it 250. If Lo-Fi's not at 215, by the time we do the next show, no raffle. No raffle. That's absurd.
Let's do it, guys.
Ridiculous.
I can do it.
It's ridiculous. Google is watching. I don't mind getting sports games late. 2K, Madden. I think low change porting will help with the games like that. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why I think you're seeing these job positions that reference Stadia, but I think 2K is running a hard line with Stadia. And you know why I think that's the case? And then we're going to do the raffle. And again, this is your after when Lo-Fi stops talking about this, then we're doing a raffle and we're moving on.
Nice. Thank you.
What are oh Jesus Christ, I just lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness. What was the comment I just had up here? What was I talking about?
If Google is watching, I don't mind getting sports games.
You know what I think is going on with 2K? I think 2K got soured when Stadia canceled Query.
Oh, Corey?
Yeah, Query. I think they probably got soured when they canceled Query. And they probably were like, you know, what the f- is going on here? Like, and that could have soured them on a lot of stuff. And they probably said, okay, well, when you guys come back and we'll work with you when you can do this, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of that is exactly. And I think a lot of that is tagged to the load change porting. Probably not all, but I think there's certain things they're looking for now because they probably were pissed because Stadia would have funded it, but then I think to finish the game, they would have had to go get other funding. You know what I'm saying? If the game wasn't finished. So that could be it. What do you think about that?
What about 2K?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I think they'll be back. They'll be back because like there was a lot going on, like you said, and like everybody that made a split at that moment, like if you look, they don't have anything bad to say. Very few anyway. Yep.
Absolutely. All right, as promised, he finished. What we're going to do is and guess what, guys? There's not going to be an after show today. I'm going to spare Lo-Fi. and I got to make dinner. My wife is mad. So, all right. Well, some of y'all saw, I told y'all had to subscribe. Y'all didn't subscribe. So now we've closed the entries. The entries are closed. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. And now we're going to pick the winner, and the winner is San Sandra Haro. All right, Sandra.
All right.
Congratulations. Wow. Yeah, I saw Sandra in the chat and I said that's not an ID that I recognize, but shout out to you. So Sandra, what I need to know first and foremost, Sandra, you still gotta be here. All right. If you're not here, then we gotta roll again. But Sandra, are you here? And if you are here, how would you rather reach out to me? Would you rather reach out via email or via Twitter? We gotta look and see if Sandra's here. Is she here? Oh, Sandra. I think Sandra might have did a hit and run. Oh man. Did Sandra do a hit and run? We'll have to roll. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have to roll it again. Oh, Sandra. All right. Well, let me go ahead. What are you going to say, Lo-Fi, as we give Sandra a minute? Oh, there she goes. Okay.
I was just going to say thanks to Mostly Martinez.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, he was saying his wife and son subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Mo. See, Mostly's like, look, man, I ain't going to mess up my chances next week. I could dig it. Sandra, you are here. So let me know how you would like to reach out for your prize. Do you want to? Can you hit me up on Twitter? If not, you want to email me? Let me know. And the reason why we got to wait is because there's a 14-second delay.
Yeah. GG, Andra.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. We're just waiting for her to respond. So what we were going to talk about, which I might hold for next week, but I'm going to spare you and I got to make dinner, is we're going to talk about FIFA, because we kind of talked about it last week, but then you guys were like, I don't know what the hell's going on with this. So
yeah, I'm not really a sports gamer.
Exactly. Yeah, we're just going to talk about FIFA and explore more into why Madden and FIFA didn't get Madden didn't get picked over FIFA. They're both not coming. But we kind of tore that open into the show anyway. So, Sandra, you got to let me know, dear, how would you like for me to respond to you? Do you want me to, can you do Twitter or email?
Yeah, while we're waiting here for that, we could don't forget about those championships, man. You still got time to enter. $500 grand prize, 250 runner up. I can't even talk. Runner up.
Yes,
not a bit. You can get in there. You might say, oh, because the first one was Hitman. You might be like, I'm not that good at Hitman. Man, give it a try. See what you can do. Exactly. Because there's other games and it's a cumulative.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know it's Centipede and Project Storm probably gonna smash you, but go for it.
Hey Aminor, you better not have, bro. Hey Aminor, you better not have, bro.
Oh, what'd he say now?
He said, "Give it to me. I already banned her. You better not have, bro." Where's Sandra at? She better be in here. You better not have banned her. No, he didn't. I would have seen it. That Abadar is a fool, bro. He's a fool and a half. Sandra, you gotta let me know, dear. How can I get this to you? See that you're here, that's great, but how am I gonna get it to you? You gonna tweet me? You're gonna email? You want to email?
She might be typing. We don't know.
Hopefully she didn't get so excited and she knocked her computer on the ground. Abadar is a jackass. He's a jackass. I'm telling you, boy. They know that, but he's entertaining. He makes it lively here. It wouldn't be the same without Aminor. Aminor has pretty much been here since day one. And I remember when you were here day one, Aminor. Remember, everybody wanted to ban you in the chat. They wanted to kick him out. And I'm like, no, I don't see. Y'all don't understand. I come from the school of Fight Club, man. Next Gen 720. We don't ban them in the chat as long as the rules of engagement, as long as there's no racist stuff, no homophobic stuff, no stuff against
Don't be
anybody's
a hate-
family. Yeah.
Hateful jerk.
Yeah. Don't be a hateful jerk. That's basically it. Don't be a hateful jerk. Long as you're not a hateful jerk. She got a she got a pager. Something's going on, man. Oh,
He even found the pager emoji. Why
Exactly,
would you need a pager emoji? Why did they even make that?
Hey, mostly you might get it. You might get it. Sandra, I want to just drop an email in here, but any of these jokers can.
Yeah.
Sandra, here's what we're gonna do. Sandra, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna leave Sandra because we'll just do a double drawing if this doesn't work. Sandra, here's what I need you to do. I need you to leave your answer in this comment section after we are no longer live. All right. Now, answer is to Twitter or email. So what I'm basically saying, Sandra, is once we're not live anymore, I need you to leave your answer. Do you want to contact me via Twitter? Do you want to contact me via email? And then we can get the process started from there. But I got to know how I'm contacting you. That's a must. I must get that before we move further. All right. Okay. All right. With that said, appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Before we go, Lo-Fi, can you let the fantastic people know where they can find you, my good brother?
Yeah, you can find me at youtube.com/Lo-Fi Monk, or you can just search Lo-Fi Monk in the little searchy thingy, or you can find me at Twitter and follow me there because that'd be cool too, sort of, kind of, at Lo-Fi _Monk.
Okay. All right. And you can find me at MM2K at MM2K videos here on YouTube. You can also find me on Stadia Dosage here as well. Stadia Dosage Plus on Twitter. Right. And I'll see you guys. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I almost forgot. And then you can also catch me Friday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Cloudy Thoughts. Our guest is going to be the Chat Stadia guys. Already exist. I tried to get 4 scars. It's going to be a Canadian takeover. So,
Canada. Oh, Canada's going to take over. All right. We got to be there. We got to check it out. Great stuff then. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Hopefully Lo-Fi will be back next week. Y'all will be at he will be at 2:15 or no raffle. And then we might have some other panel members, but if not, we got this, right, Lo-Fi? We got this.
Yeah, it's easy. Y'all got it.
With that being said, y'all have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.